What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of the pack-only Road to Glory. In the last episode, you guys were fantastic in your support yet again. Getting over that 10,000 like mark, which is just unbelievable. Lots to talk about, lots of questions. Lots for me just to explain to you what's going on with the channel and how we're going to push through to pursue the kind of... I guess I want some kind of structure, so to kind of go through the structure that we want. We're still watching some Foot Champs gameplay from last week. I am going to get through everything this weekend, so we're fresh from Monday. We'll talk about that again in just a second. But first of all, guys, if you're enjoying this series and you want to see more of it, smash a big old thumbs up. We are hitting way over 10k likes per episode, so if you want to just see more and more and more, keep hitting those thumbs up, dudes. I really appreciate the support. And once again, I know it affects the video, not having face cam, but my eye is still pretty fucked. Excuse my language. It's you know, it is healing. It's way better today than it was yesterday. But it's still like swollen. Like the top of the eyelid is like pushing down, where it's like my eyes half closed. There's like a cut right on the side of it and stuff, and it's just not nice to look at. Trust me when I tell you, you would rather no face cam and the oddity that is no face cam than looking at this manky, ganky eye. Trust me. I wouldn't do it on purpose, guys. I wouldn't just give no face cam on purpose. It's of no benefit or detriment to me to have or to not have face cam. It's absolutely no extra effort for me to put face cam on the videos. So it's not like I'm doing it because I'm being lazy. I literally just don't. It's just disgusting. It's just embarrassing, guys. It's just embarrassing. Anyway, questions, lots of questions, and lots of good answers. Zach44 theorizes, says, Nep, the penalty arrow works like this, and he definitely doesn't have the facts, and I'll explain why, but this is his theory. If the player who has been rewarded the penalty is on top of the game, they won't get the arrow, but if they are on the bottom of the game, they get the arrow. And what I think he means by that is that if you're like dominating your opponent, you get a penalty, you will not get the arrow. And if you're getting smashed and you get a penalty, you will get the arrow, almost as a way to aid the people who are doing worse in the game. It says, if it goes to pens, the person who's on top doesn't get the arrow. I've been testing this for 2 months. Please like so Nep can see. By the way, love the vids, keep it up. Well, I appreciate the kind words. It's very difficult for you to accurately test that and be correct because you are biased to your, you literally have confirmation bias. There might be a situation where you got a penalty and got the arrow and you thought, oh, well, maybe this guy's outplaying me. And you're using that arrow to determine and define whether or not you are doing better or worse in the game. I don't disagree with you that this could potentially be a working theory. The reason why I say that is because I was joking around on stream some weeks ago, and it's interesting that you've been testing this for some months, because some weeks ago on stream, I was joking around that if you get the arrow, it's because you deserved to win the penalty, and if you don't get the arrow, the penalty was like a bit cheese, like EA gave you a cheese penalty, and it was just me joking around and stuff. But the more I looked at it, the more it seemed actually quite relevant. There were so many times where I'd get fouled clear as day in the box. I'm like, that's a definite penalty, and I'd get the arrow. And then so many times where I'd be like, whoa, I thought you got the ball, where I wouldn't get the arrow. But after looking back on my own footage, there have been multiple times where I have and haven't got the arrow, where the penalty was clear cut. There are times where I have got the arrow in a penalty shootout after getting destroyed and coming back late. There are times where I've been 4-0 down and I've got a penalty and I haven't got an arrow. Like, it genuinely seems to me to be absolutely random. Definitely something that we, like I say, as a theory, as a working theory, definitely something to pay attention to, keep our eye on, and have a look to see if there is anything behind it. But I wouldn't look too deep into it, because the likely story here is that it's just it's just coincidence, dude. Ben Conlon says the trouble with the bronze pack method is when you get profit from bronze packs, you spend that profit on more bronze packs. It is a vicious cycle. Obviously, in the last episode, we talked about and looked at a bit of bronze pack method. It is a vicious cycle like that. But what I get more out of bronze pack method, other than the coin generation, is the free consumables. I will never have to go and buy a contract or a fitness card or an injury card, and I'll have essentially unlimited training cards as well. and I'll never have to go and buy those things because of the bronze pack method, whilst also making our coins back. It's basically, at very worst case scenario, it's free consumables. And then there are going to be instances where we sell the bronzes. Now, once we get to a situation in this series whereby I don't necessarily need to keep opening bronze packs or those 5k gold packs, we'll start coin stacking. And what I'll do is I'll coin stack and save until there are promo packs and special things within those promo packs. You know, right now it's not really worth opening packs because all we've got is your traditional team of the week, the regular gold cards, and legends. Or if on PlayStation, if you're doing the same thing, no legends. And on top of that, look at this guy's team, by the way. Before I get into this, look at this guy's team. He's got Ronaldo, Griezmann, Bale, Modric, Nainggolan, Renato Sanchez, an incredible defence, generally an incredible team. Now, whilst I am of the opinion that team isn't everything, his team is so far superior to mine that I thought this was going to be a really tough game. And it was quite a tough game. I managed to score the first goal here. Agarekte passing it into Hoga. Hoga with a great finish. He has been a great midfielder for me, by the way. If you guys are looking for a backup replacement that's super cheap because you don't have many coins available to you, try out Hoga. He's great. As we carry on through this game, Werner the Burner plays it through to Risa there. Risa gets in behind, drills that across the keeper, shoots and scores. I'm 2-0 up. Late on in the game, the guy pauses it, boots me off the servers, and couldn't handle the fact that I was beating his super team, and that was really frustrating. Now, I know there are some times where you actually just lose connection to the EA servers, but there is a very specific set of, basically just a very specific set of things that happen when somebody purposely tries to boot you off. And those instances happened here. So this guy, he was so mad, he actually booted me off. He knew he was going to get the loss, so he also gave me the loss, which was real frustrating because in games, on this account specifically, especially at this stage with this team where I quit games that I can't win, every win is so important to me to try and get out to that 11/14 win mark so that we can get into, you know, the silver 2, the silver 1 sort of section. So when I get kicked off of a game that I'm winning, I get really salty. However, going back to the bronze pack method, you know, there will become a time where we've got enough coins to wait so that we already have a couple of good teams for the weekend league. We already have consumables to last us throughout the weekend league, and we've got coins in the bag. That is when we'll hold out for like a promotional weekend from EA so that we can open packs when there's more special cards in packs that will hopefully give us a better opportunity of packing something awesome that will also be quite usable. Next comment was from It's Aspen. He says, "Hey Nep, I commented this last video and it got over 120 likes, but you did not see it, so I'm going to comment it one more time just so I'm not spam. Would it be cool if in this FIFA cycle or the next FIFA cycle you did a long-term series such as a Road to Glory or another series with another YouTuber? Just an idea, keep up the awesome content." It's definitely something I would love to do. The problem you have is, what a goal that was, by the way. The problem you have is relying on other YouTubers. I've worked with a lot of YouTubers. I mean, a lot of YouTubers over the past 5-6 years of my YouTube career, and you can't rely on them, especially in long-term series. Not because they're out to get you or they want to screw you, or you know they're trying to do you dirty kind of thing. More to the point that there are several times where it just scheduling conflicts are just there. It would be very, very difficult to get a YouTuber who has the same passion and drive for a specific series as me, that is also willing to upload and create the videos as often or as limited as me, and want to deal with it throughout the whole year without any, you know, external circumstances changing such a thing. For example, with my, you know, let's say I started a series with someone tomorrow, and we tried to figure out a good series that would be fun and be long term. And I would love to do it, but let's say something went wrong with that person, and you know, they had a tragedy in life that required them to not go to YouTube for 2 or 3 weeks, or a month or 2 months. Now my series has been ruined because of a personal tragedy for them, which I wouldn't expect them to then try and continue the series. So having to rely on someone for a long-term process isn't always the best idea, which is why you've seen me specifically over the last couple of years really focus on solo content rather than combined efforts with YouTubers. And it's nothing to any particular individual YouTuber. But obviously I used to do a lot of things like a lot of the other YouTubers did, you know, the FIFA Bingo, the 7-minute squads with Jack. I had done the stuff with Capgun Tom, obviously the FIFA bingo. I did the squad builder showdown with AJ3 FIFA. I've done Fatal with Bateson. I did the best foot champ rewards, the best foot draft rewards with AA9 skills last year. And now this year, the only thing you've really seen me do is Fatal. And that's because it's mainly a solo series until you get to the knockout stages. And at that point, it's only 1 or 2 games against a YouTuber over a couple of weeks, which is not difficult to arrange any stretch, you know. So what you've seen from my channel is me gear myself more towards doing things for my viewers within the game that they can actually do, rather than doing mini games within the game for entertainment. So, you know, and that's, if you want to go down the entertainment route as a YouTuber or as a viewer, if you don't like the sort of content I produce, if you prefer looking at this, you know, watching the entertaining videos, the squad builder stuff, and the, you know, the FIFA bingos and stuff, I absolutely don't blame you. I think they're fantastic series. They just don't necessarily suit me or where I vision my YouTube channel going. But thank you for the comment though. JT Scientist says, Draft to Glory, where is it? So, let's talk about the structure of the channel. Over this weekend, any SBCs that come out, obviously I'll put them up, but I'm also just going to upload this series until I've run out of content, because I've got a lot of footage that I need to get up on YouTube. I also want to do an episode of the best team in FIFA this weekend for the weekend league. So for those of you that are struggling to figure out what teams you're going to use this weekend in the weekend league, we're going to do some BPL best team in FIFA. But starting Monday, assuming I can get my sort of stuff up and ready and prepared and get everything done, starting Monday, I'll sit down on Sunday night and figure out an exact schedule of how I'm going to upload things, when I'm going to upload them, and basically what the deal is going to be. So come Monday, I'll pin a tweet on my Twitter. So follow me on Twitter if you don't already, twitter.com/NepentheZ. I'll pin a tweet on my Twitter that will give a breakdown of when the series will be, because we're going to have 3 series. We've got this series, we've got Draft to Glory, and we've got the best team in FIFA. So I'll give a breakdown of when the 3 series are going to be, and then there will also be a scenario where if there are brand new SBCs, I'll upload the SBCs as well as kind of bonus videos, and then anything else that pops about will just be uploaded as bonus videos. But the 3 series will have a structure. I just haven't figured out the structure just yet. And then based on viewership, you know, if one series is doing notably better than the other, or more specifically, if one series is doing noticeably worse than the other, I'll adjust the series so that the viewers that want more of one thing will get more of that thing, and the viewers like yourself that love Draft to Glory, that have missed it over the last week or so, will still get the series that they want. The problem with Draft right now is that it's just not. It's not different. It's not entertaining enough for me to play it and for you to watch it. Since Team of the Year, there's no new cards. You know, there's a couple informs here or there, but generally speaking, there's no new cards. There's no new reward structure. Like, the draft this year is identical to the draft last year. And for that reason alone, a lot of people have become disinterested in watching Draft to Glory. And I absolutely understand why. Because for me, there are instances where I literally sit there and think, my God, I can't be bothered to play another draft because I know what's going to happen. I'm going to draft an average to good squad, sometimes a great squad, but an average to good squad. I'm going to do relatively well, most likely getting to the semi-final or final, potentially winning it. Undoubtedly, I'm going to be disappointed with the packs that I get as a reward. I'm then going to be even more disappointed with the contents within the packs that I get as the reward. And ultimately, I'm going to leave a little bit disappointed, and that's not something people want to watch. I wish EA changed the draft some way, somehow. I wish they would just make it a little bit more interesting. I wish they'd you know, the same with division rewards. I wish they'd just change it a little bit and make it a little bit more interesting. Because the draft, in my opinion, is a game mode that's dying. You know, this time last year, my Draft to Glory videos were getting around 250 to 300,000 views, and this year they get around 120 to 160,000 views. So nearly half the people that watched that series last year stopped watching it this year, because not only are there far more YouTubers out there producing fantastic content, but Foot Champs has taken people's ideas and their time and their mentality. So I don't want to, you know, I don't necessarily want to focus on a series that is dying. I would rather bring something like this series here that we're enjoying right now, that people are actually enjoying watching, that we can see the progress of. Because no matter what happens in this series, every game I play, every pack I open, every game I win, every division I move up in, every time I enter FUT Champs, it's progress towards a better goal, a better team, a better finish in FUT Champs. But in Draft to Glory, the idea is to see whether or not we can sustain playing Draft without spending real money. And essentially, we've achieved that. We've got over 1 million coins. We've got about 300,000 coins sat in the club, and we've not spent a penny. So the glory has been achieved. So there's no real goal now towards playing Draft to Glory other than just seeing if we can win the draft and seeing if we can get lucky in packs. So I think this series is just far, far more beneficial, far more entertaining, and a lot more fun to play in and record than Draft to Glory. But with that being said, I know there is a very big fan base for Draft to Glory. Like I say, 120 to 150,000 people. That's no joke. That's a lot of people, and I don't want to let those guys down. So I will still play and create Draft to Glory videos. It's just that it will likely only be twice a week rather than the 4 times a week that it has been recently. But as I say, on Monday, I'll get a proper schedule set up, and we'll see where we go. Dirty Dan says, it will take ages to get a good team if you don't play the 40 games in the FUT Champs. I wholeheartedly disagree. We've already got a couple of decent teams, not great by any stretch of the imagination, but there's some decent players in there. Defoe, Wilson, we've got Townsend and Montero at left mid. We just picked up a new goalkeeper. I think the love I have for this series is the fact that one player here or there is huge for me, whereas if I played all 40 games, it would kill me as a person because I'd have to play 80 games over a weekend, which just doesn't necessarily interest me too much anymore. But also it would mean that we end up getting way better prizes way quicker, improving the team way quicker, and getting to our end goal way quicker. But not that there's a problem with that at all. Obviously I want to get to where I want to get to. But bottom line is, boys, did I finish there? I think I finished. I might have finished on 8 wins there, guys. Bottom line is, no, I didn't actually. I think I went to 11 wins. Bottom line is, pack luck isn't dependent on how many wins you get in FUT Champs. We get, I think I went to Silver 2 this week, 11 wins. And we could get one of those packs in Silver 2 and pack a legend. And then all of a sudden we've got legend in the team. It's like pack luck is not dependent on exactly where you finish in FUT Champs. But the better my team gets, the quicker I can get through games, the more wins I'll pick up. I do assume that eventually I'll start getting into Gold 3 as my kind of minimum average. But to get there, to get to Gold 3, obviously I need a really strong team so that I can kind of start bulldozing my way through some of the games a lot quicker. Gaza says, I sell rare players and keep the common cards if they don't hold a significant value. I usually use them for upgrades and other SBCs. And I think this is Gaza talking about the gold cards, indeed. And it's not a bad idea, dude. Just smart play with your cards. I can't remember why I picked that comment, but it was smart play with your cards. Haki Janeki says, once you get lots of players, do the 82 plus SBC and you most likely get OP players that you wanted. And again, I don't disagree with that. I'm looking forward to the next time EA do an inform SBC, because that's when the 82 plus SBC comes, because then you can trade your garbage players for 82 plus guaranteeds, and it can be quite effective. But at this moment in time, the SBC that's there is just the 2 rare player upgrade. So it's not necessarily 82 plus. You could get 76 and a 77 rated if the cards held it. Ultimately, Hacky, I cannot wait for that to come back. Xander Fisker says, turn off the PlayStation or game mid-game if you're losing, because then you only lose contracts and not fitness. This is a good thing to do instead of rage quitting like this, so he can see. You see me in today's video dashboard once, just because it does say fitness. The problem with it is it might say fitness for the 11 dudes that are on the field, but it doesn't regen your fitness for the dudes that are on the bench and in the reserves. So if you're in a situation where you've got low fitness all around and you need to regenerate the fitness, sometimes it's better to just stick the game out and play to the 90th minute and just get that fitness back. And then Robert McMillan says, I genuinely hate the term rage quit. You, for example, are not quitting the games through rage. You're doing it for save time. I think very few people quit because they're angry. Most are like you and I. If you're down 3-0 with 20 minutes to go, you may just want to save time. Yeah, I like to call it a fun leave. So there we go. We'll now refer to it as a fun leave. But this, guys, is going to be the end of the video for today. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.